Yeah.
What's good, everybody? It's One Too Many Reactions. This video is a long time coming. True story, we recorded this a while back, like years ago, and I was like, I want to wait it in the chamber until we get like more of a following to use this. And I've come to realize it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm going to break this down into 3 parts. So this is the Believe reaction. Regardless of what your opinion is on this song or this album, Revival, I should probably go get Revival and put it behind me. But this is one of the most well-written songs, I think, ever. I think it's like a pretty magnum opus song for Eminem. When you really, really break it down, dude, the writing is so clean. So much so that I know I'm going to do a lot of talking here. I'm going to break this down into 3 parts per verse. So here we go. I just want to talk about the overall theme of the song, obviously, is belief. Each verse has its own theme that ties to belief, which I'll go over as we go through it. But this one right here, bro, this first verse is just about how Eminem, his story and his come up from being nobody, poor kid from Detroit, Missouri, whatever, dude, that he had nothing, and he turned himself into someone whose net worth is like $300 million, right? And the essence of who he is and what he did is enough to like instill belief in other people, just from, if he could do it, you could do it type shit. And now he kind of leans in on that throughout this verse, but it's crazy. There's going to be a lot of pausing. This isn't for to watch the video. I'm going to break it down bar by bar and try and do my best to capture everything here. So, all right.
And I started from the bottom like a snowman, ground up like round chuck, and still put hands on you. Staying wound up is how I spend time. Sucker free, confidence high. Such a breeze when I pen rhymes. I just got that air about me, like wind chimes.
And I started from the bottom like a snowman. So like obviously rags to riches, I started from the bottom. Now we're here. Started from the bottom like a snowman, like you start the snowman from the bottom, ground up, like a ground up business that makes a ton of money. It's a ground up, it's a startup. Started from the bottom like a snowman, ground up like a round chuck. And I'll still put hands on you, right? So think about this. Ground up like round chuck beef could be ground up beef. And then he says, and I'll still put hands on you. Staying wound up is how I spend time. Put hands on you is a quadruple entendre. You start from the bottom like a snowman, ground up like round chuck, and I'll still put hands on you like the sticks, so like a snowman. Start from the bottom like a snowman, ground up like round chuck, ground up beef. And in order to make the patty, I'll still put hands on you. Staying wound up is how I spend time. On the clock, I'll still put hands on you. Staying wound up is how I spend time. And then he's also saying, like, I'm from the gutter. I'm rich now. I'll still put hands on you. Staying wound up to punch you in the face is how I spend my time. Bro, the hands on you part is what ties it all together, but it's just littered with double meaning throughout it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Such a breeze when I pen rhymes. I just got that air about me, like wind chimes.
So obviously, shout out to the Kamikaze skit, sucker free, confidence high, such a breeze when I pen rhymes. Like, he's rhyming the whole sentence. It's not his fault. You're fucking stupid. But I just got that air about me, like wind chimes, right? Like someone's, I got this airy feeling about this dude. That dude's got some weird air about him. So he's saying, like, he's got that vibe, that feeling. And then obviously wind chimes have air about them. So.
Such a breeze when I pen rhymes. I just got that air about me, like wind chimes. Yeah. Another day in the life. Used to have to scrape to get by. Yeah. Now my community's gated and I made it and my neighbors say hi. I'm giving them pounds. I'm upscale now. Guess it means I'm way in the sky.
Another day in the life, right? So he's saying, like, now I'm rich, bro. It's just another day in the life. But Day in the Life is a movie by Sticky Fingers, dude he collaborates with. It's a shout out, call back to that song. He's saying he's another day in the life, because Day in the Life is a story about, it's a movie that stars a rapper that like was in the streets for a long time. And then there's like a whole thing with that. But then he describes the essence of what a day in the life is. Used to have to scrape to get by. Now my community's gated and I made it in my neighbors say hi. First of all, the rhyme structure. Now my community's gated and I made it in my neighbors say hi. Like it's all perfect. But his neighbors say hi. So they say what up to him. But also, hi, my name is, right? He made that a household song. So now his neighbors are vibing and rocking to the music he made. Then he goes, I'm giving them pounds because they say what up to me. I'm upscale now, like I'm in this gated community. I'm giving them pounds. I'm upscale. Guess it means I'm way in the sky. I'm feeling good. But he's giving them pounds, like weight. He's upscale. The scale is up, which means he's weighing the sky. I'm upscale. Guess that means I'm way in the sky. Absolutely ridiculous. But also like giving him pounds of drugs. I'm upscale, got the high grade fish scale cocaine, so I'm high as fuck and I'm way in the sky, right? Triple. Absolutely nutty.
Giving them pounds. I'm upscale now. Guess it means I'm way in the sky. But I still remember the days up. Minimum wage for general labor. Welfare recipients is a minor. Look how government assistance is major.
First of all, remember the days of minimum wage for general labor. Rhyme scheme's crazy. We're obviously going to point that out. There's obviously the minor major thing right there. So welfare recipients is a minor. Look how government assistance is major, but is major. That's a very key part to this bar because this sentence, look how government assistance is major, is four meanings, right? So because has major sounds like is major. That's one thing, right? So he has two connotations to each of those words because government assistance is also a double. Let's talk about it. Government assistance, right? So welfare recipients, it's a minor. Look how government assistance is major. He's saying like obviously food stamps and stuff were vital to his like upbringing. Look how government assistance was major for him when he was a kid, but it's also look how it's made you who you are and where you are to this day, which also ties to that theme of he started from the bottom, now he's here. Believe in that story, right? But also government assistance, like one of the things that made him come up and made him popular was always beefing with the government, right? He's shitting on Bill Clinton. He's going after Bush. Like he was getting in trouble with the government the whole time. And on Revival, right? Like he goes right back to it, right? With the Trump stuff. So it's like he's kind of like alluding to what he's going to do from this album, but it's also like what made him who he was. Like Eminem show, which a lot of people would compare this album to, like Recovery and this album. Like that's what he was doing. So he's saying, look how government assistance, I used the government to assist my come up and made me more popular. People like that I was doing that shit. So that made me who I am. And that is major to his career. So look how government assistance is major works in four different ways. Look how food stamps has major. Look how food stamps is major. Look how saying fuck Bush has made you. Look how saying fuck Bush is major. All four work perfectly. Insane.
General labor, welfare recipients is a minor. Look how government assistance is major. Adversity, if at first you don't succeed, put your temper to more use, cause being broke's a poor excuse.
First of all, adversity, if at first you don't succeed, is pretty solid rhyme scheme, right? Adversity, at first you don't succeed, right? So he's adding some syllables in there. This is where I think music becomes subjective because some rap fans that really hone into it might be like, extra syllables makes it weird. I think in this particular instance, it sort of works. It was cool. The way he delivered it too was hard, but that's where I think hip hop becomes subjective. If you're going to sit here and tell me that writing like this is, in the same plane of Lil Nas X, if you just, I like him sonically, it's subjective. Like, no, it's now we're talking about two different things. But with that, if you don't like that, I get it. That part's subjective. It might not be that great, but I think it's fire. And then put your temper to more use because being broke's a poor excuse. Like, let's be real. Being broke is a poor excuse, right? Like they're saying, that one's obvious, right? Being broke, being poor. But again, this is tying into that theme of belief. He's like, that's what he did, right? It should only give you more fuel. Like he was in a place of poverty. He used that as fuel to drive him. Like, I don't want to be in this situation anymore. And he made it out. So he's saying like his story is proof that you can do it too. Believe in that, right?
Is a minor. Look how government assistance is major. Adversity, if at first you don't succeed, Put your temper to more use, cause being broke's a poor excuse. That should only give you more fuel. Show 'em why you're you so close. Got it like I almost got it. But close only counts in time bombs and horseshoes. So
Okay. So first of all, so close, got it, like I almost got it, is fire from a rhyme scheme standpoint. But he says, but close only counts in time bombs and horseshoes. So there's that saying, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Because horseshoes, you throw the thing, you get it close enough, you count, you get points. Hand grenades, you only got to be close. You can fuck shit up, right? You don't need to fucking nail the person on the head to kill them. He takes that saying and makes it even better because close only counts in time bombs, because the time bomb, same thing, you only got to be close, but the time bomb physically will count too. So he kind of improved on that with time bombs and horseshoes. Pretty dope.
so close, got it like I almost got it. But close only counts in time bombs and horseshoes. So I unibomb shit, tick, 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 no remorse, screw it.
So I unibomb shit. That's a fun, like, it's light wordplay. It doesn't like correlate perfectly, but when you think about it, time bombs and horseshoes, U-shaped horseshoe, time bomb, unibomb shit. Like you just kind of like use that as like a imagery sort of thing to go into like his next little scheme here.
And time bombs and horseshoes, so I unibomb shit, tick, 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 no remorse, screw it, I'm lit, and that attitude I blew up on quick, that's why they call me firecracker. I grew up on wick, but a short fuse.
Absolutely fire. So I unibomb shit, tick, 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 no remorse, pew. By the way, I grew up on wick with a short fuse. Like, so he brings it back to that rhyme scheme, but obviously no remorse, pew. Unabomber, also famous guy for bombing people, I assume. From what I understand, he didn't have a lot of remorse for his actions, so that could be part of it. But screw it, I'm lit. Like, fuck it, I'm the man. In that attitude, I blew up on quick. It made me famous. That's why they call me Firecracker, that dope rapping white boy, because I grew up on wick. Poor. Again, same theme of like I came from rags to riches, right? That whole rhyme scheme is just a fire way to fucking say that. Screw it, I'm lit. That attitude, I blew up on quick. That's why they call me Firecracker. I grew up on wick. Obviously, the shit is though, screw it, I'm lit. In that attitude, I blew up on quick. That's why they call me Firecracker, that you can light, because I grew up on wick, like a wick with a short fuse, quick temper. He continues this though.
That's why they call me Firecracker. I grew up on wick, but a short fuse. I got some important news to report to. So that ties into the blowing up like a firecracker, because report is actually a word for like explosion. Like the gunshot in the beginning of a race is called the report, right? So it's like, so he's saying like, I got some important news to report to. To, it says T-O there, but he's saying it in that sense, T-O-O. I got some important news to report also. Like, so he's saying, I'm blowing it up. I got some shit to blow up in your face. I got some important news to report too. Second thought, anyone who thought I was done, right? That works because he puts that little pause in there. So he's saying, I got some important news to report too. Anyone who thought I was done, but also obviously that the second way is I got some important news to report to anyone who thought I was done, right? So he makes that work in double meaning. So in order for the report, the explosion part, that style of that line to work, he needed to kind of deliver in that I got some important news to report to way. That makes that double meaning work from a grammatical sense as well. Then anyone who thought I was done, nah, bitch, not quite. But a short fuse. I got some important news to report to. Anyone who thought I was done, nah, bitch, not quite. Spotlights back on, got my fate, where's yours? You still believe?
Spotlights back on, got my faith, where's yours? Do you still believe? Right? So he's saying he's coming back, right? So after being a rags to riches story, something that can instill belief in you, he's going to come back. He's got a new album coming out. Spotlights back on, lights back on him. He's ready to kind of like answer the bell. But also, spotlights back on, got my faith. Like when you think of like plays and Shakespeare shit back in the day, like if someone was talking to God in one of those plays, there's a spotlight on them and they're like looking up and they're like talk to God. So he's saying the spotlight's back on. I got my faith. where's yours? Right? But also he's saying like spotlight's back on, time for me to get rapping again. I got my faith in me. Where's yours? Do you still believe? And that's verse 1. We're at 15 minutes. I told you, dude, this would be a 45-minute video. So hit me up with in the comments if you thought this was cool. Again, we're going to get into the second verse and the third verse, which have themes of belief, very different. Little teaser. Second verse is going to be about how he used his story and how you could believe in it to point it out and inspire people and make them realize that they could be good too. So he's saying he tried to instill belief in you the same way he had it in himself. That's verse 2. But we'll get there. See you on the next one.